and welcome to this new King Productions video. Today we will be discussing types of governments as promised in my How to Create a Country video. To see that video, there should be a link on the screen right about now. There will also be a link to the video in the description of this video. Just a pre-warning, this is going to be a longer one. With that, on to the video. First, we have the absolute monarchy. A monarch is a king or a queen, basically. In this form of government, a monarch rules however they want without restrictions. Basically, this is very similar to a dictatorship. Next, we have an anarchy, the opposite of a formal government. An anarchy is created by a state of political disorder and lawlessness when there is no governing body or a very weak one. This is not really a government, but this still makes it onto the list because it is happening in the world right now. Now comes the authoritarian form of government. This is when the government controls many aspects of citizens' lives. For an example, internet filtering, forcing a certain religion, curfews, requiring attendance at certain events, etc. In this case, the government does not control everything, such as the kind of toothpaste citizens use, but controls almost every aspect of daily life. Then we have the Commonwealth government. This is a government where a political entity is founded on law. This basically means that it is a unification of people under common law. Next is a communist government. On paper, this means everyone is paid the same and all goods are equally shared by the people. In this system, the government plans and controls the national economy. There is a single party that holds power, often authoritarian, which eliminates private ownership to try to have equality between citizens. This means that the government owns pretty much everything. However, in the real world, the communist governments have really never run properly like this. Next up, the Confederacy. This is a union or compact between multiple states. This creates a central government with limited power. Basically, each state runs however it feels, but is still under matters controlled by the central government. Perhaps the most famous example is the failed Confederate States of America. Then we have a constitutional government. This government operates under a written set of laws, a constitution. It sets the functions and principles that define the nature, functions, and limits of the government. Similarly, a constitutional democracy has the sovereign power of the government spelled out in the Constitution. Also, there is a constitutional monarchy. This form of government has a monarch that is guided by the Constitution. Their rights, responsibilities, and limits are written in this Constitution. Now we have a democracy. According to the Oxford Dictionary, a democracy is a system of government by which the whole population or all the eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. Basically, this means a democracy is a government of the people. There are several different types of democracies. A direct democracy places all power in the hands of citizens. This means that every citizen has a say in every single government affair. Every citizen is an equal. Originally, Rome was like this, but then they could no longer be a direct democracy because of a growing population. Next up is the representative democracy. This places power in a group of people elected by the citizens. This is similar to the United States, where we elect a president to make decisions for us. The main principles of democracy are political participation and contestation. We now come to the Democratic Republic. This is a state where the power is vested in certain people. These officers are elected by the people to make decisions for them. This is one of the most common forms of government in our world today. Moving on, we come to the dictatorship. In a dictatorship, one person or a very small group wields absolute and total power over all citizens. Their power is not restricted in any way at all. Next, we have an ecclesiastical government. In this government, a church leader is also the government leader. This is similar to Europe in the Middle Ages. Now we have an emirate. This is similar to a monarchy or sultanate. More on sultanate in a few minutes. This supreme power is in the hands of an emir, a Muslim leader. This could be anywhere from a dictatorship to a sovereign state with constitutionally limited authority. Moving on now to the federation. In a federation, sovereign power is divided between a central authority and a number of constituent reasons, such as states. The central government exerts power on both individuals and the regional unit. Next up is the oligarchy. In an oligarchy, power is invested in a small group of people. They are usually in this position because of power or wealth. Then to the parliamentary government. A parliament is a group of people that serve as the legislature. They are responsible for picking executive leadership. A parliament is similar to the Congress in the United States. Now we have the republic. A republic is like a representative democracy. People elect leaders to vote on legislation for them. This is very similar to the United States government. Socialist. In a socialist government, the planning, production, and distribution of goods is controlled by a central government. In theory, the central government is seeking a more equitable and just distribution of labor and property. However, in practice, this just often turns into a dictatorship. Then to the Sultanate, as previously mentioned. This is similar to a monarchy, but supreme power rests in the hand of a sultan. A sultan is the head of a Muslim state. This is a broad description because the power of a sultan can be absolute to constitutionally limited. Almost done here. We now have the theocracy. In theocracy, the significant religious figure is recognized as the supreme ruler. The laws are interpreted by other ecclesiastical or religious figures. In short, this is a government based on religious authority. Thank you for watching this King Productions video. I know I made tons of errors. Don't worry about it. It'll get better as the channel grows. If you enjoyed, though, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at KingProdYT. Link will be in the description and the end cards. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Have a good day.